Yo, what up, YouTube? It's Richawd back with another video. Now, before I get into the topic of the video, my last few videos, I've been, talking about some things biblically. For the record, if you do right by me, I'll do right by you, no matter what color you are. I know I said, and I stand on what I said, uh, according to the Bible, God did have some elect people, bro. And there's some rumors, there's some myths, whatever you want to call them, that those people were black. Now, does that mean all quote unquote black people were God's elect? No, because, some people in the Bible were so-called, black, and they were slaves. You know what I'm saying? They were servants of the elect. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, bro. Some people were just elect and some people just weren't. And due to sin, due to arrogance, and due to greed, the people in the elect lost that power and it was turned over, to the Gentiles. But where I stand on things, bro, like I said, bro, I'm not a racist. I have, white associates. I've had white friends. I wouldn't say I have white friends now because, it's people from high school that I was cool with that were white, but we ain't really like talked or nothing as much, but they're not an enemy, if that makes any sense. Like if they was to hit me up or anything, everything would still be cool. But, I guess you can still say they're a friend, but they, just me moving and stuff like that, we don't really talk like that. But my point being, bro, I treat everybody with the same energy, bro. I know some black people that are some of the worst people I know. And I know some white people that are some great people, white, Mexican, whatever, bro. So I was just describing things biblically, bro. Biblically, there wasn't elect people. A lot of people don't like to hear that. They want to believe in this thing that we were all equal and all that. My thing is, bro, if everybody was equal and all that, bro, why is there people poor and suffering and all this triumph in the world, bro, if we were all created equal, man? Clearly it's some people that are more favored than others, bro, for whatever reason. Why are some people born and as a child they got certain illnesses and certain diseases and some people aren't, bro? Clearly some people are favored and some people aren't. I don't know why it's that way. I hate that it's that way. I'll be the first one to tell you it's certain things about myself, you know what I'm saying, that whatever, bro. It's like some people are just favored in certain ways, lucky, whatever you want to call it. Some people are not. Why are some people more attractive than others? I know a lot of people hate the topic of attractiveness, but attractiveness is a thing. Some people just look better than others. Why is it that way? Why weren't we all just attractive? I don't know the answer to these questions. And, it's a trip, bro, because even the demonic angel is described as a cunning, attractive person, attractive spirit, attractive person, bro. So it's really a trip, bro. It's really a trip, But at the end of the day, bro, like I said, bro, you can be white, you can be Mexican, you can be Chinese, you can be whatever, bro. As long as you treat me well, I'll treat you well. I'm not a racist person. I just know that biblically speaking, there are certain elect people and so-called blacks, because, that's just, I say so-called blacks because it's just a word, bro. It's just a color. It doesn't tie us back to any type of heritage, but there were 12 tribes, and those 12 tribes were so-called blacks, so-called Mexicans, and so-called Indians. We were the original people, and the original man was a black man. We were the first, and then, the others came after. The Indians and the Mexicans came after. I mean, I got some Indian in me. I got some Cherokee in me. That's why my eyebrows are so thick. That's why my beard grows how it grows. As I got some Cherokee in my blood, I believe on my dad's side and my mom's side, I got some Chinese, I got some Japanese in my blood, you know what I'm saying? I got all type of shit in my blood. So it's impossible for me to be racist because, we're not in a time where anybody's just pure anything. You just go off of what the majority of your lineage is, or whoever your father was really is how it goes. Whoever your father was, that's what you are. So if your father was black, white, whatever, that's what you are, because the seed line comes from the man. But this video gonna be short and sweet. I just had to get that out the way because, I don't want people thinking just because I said the Most High had elect people and the Most High created certain people that were superior, spiritually and all that. That means that I feel that I'm better. Like, obviously, we not living in those times. I don't got no superior powers. I don't be hearing voices from the Lord like they was in the times of old. You know what I'm saying? So clearly I'm, may or may not be one of those people. Who knows what my descendants are? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, not all so-called black people were elect. Some black people were servants, But even in those times, the servants, your life was better than the life of the people now. Like even the servants, they had somewhere to live. They were taking care of people. The righteous people was living in gold, bro. Everybody was living well. It was just certain elect people that were just like at the top of the food chain. You know what I'm saying? And then there was workers or slaves or servants, the people that would bring the food, cook the food, protect them, all that stuff, bro. Soldiers, they had armies and all that, bro. That's just what it is, bro. So, yeah, it's certain black people. You weren't elect either. You know what I'm saying? Some black people were elect. Some black people weren't. Some Mexican people were elect. Some Mexicans weren't. Some Indians were elect. Some Indians weren't. There were Indian servants. There were Mexican servants, That's just the way of the world. Since the beginning of the time, there's always been kings, queens, or whatever you want to call them, rulers. And then there's been people beneath them, servants. It's just that the time that we're living in now, the quote unquote servants have been dehumanized. Back in the righteous times when righteousness was in rule, before we got corrupted and you know what I'm saying, started swaying away and serving other gods, everybody was taken care of. In a righteous nation, everyone gets taken care of righteously. When you're living in a demonic nation that I feel we living in now, they don't care about certain people. They don't care about the health of people. And like I told y'all, they've lowered us down to an animalistic nature. That's why, a lot of the food and stuff we're eating, man, it just poisons us and lowers our state. But man, I'm already 7 minutes in. I just have to get that out the way. But to the topic of the video, like I said, I'm gonna make this a quick one. I know I say that all the time and the video be like 30 minutes, but I'm gonna make this one a short one for real. It'll be 15 minutes or less. I'm pretty drained, I ain't gonna lie. Shit. Yesterday was a long ass fucking day at work, all type of shit. So I'm just kind of recouping. Now I gotta go back to work in a few hours and deal with that shit again. But hopefully today is a little better than yesterday. Yesterday was trash. And it kind of brought to the topic of this video. They take your kindness for weakness and it triggers your anger. See, me, I'm one, I've struggled with anger problems since I was a kid, and how things will always go and how it goes now, no matter how hard I'm trying, because it's just not in me to just be a bad person, so I'm gonna always be well-mannered, I just don't carry hatred. Like I was at a store the other day and it was this, not to make it about race or anything, but it was this white guy walking by and I don't know, bro, like I just looked at him and I nodded and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And the nigga just walked by like I wasn't shit, bro. Like I can never be that type of person that's just walking past somebody, not respecting their existence. Like that's just not in me, bro. Like, I just have a good spirit, a good heart about me, bro. And unfortunately that gets, that's a sign of weakness these days. A female, she may see that you got a good heart and she may be nice to you, not necessarily because she likes you. I've dealt with being friend zoned plenty of times by females who, really just want somebody on their roster. Like females, they build these rosters, bro. And you don't want to be on no female's roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially if you're not hitting, if you're not cracking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like females will have a roster 10 deep and 8 of them niggas is, you know what I'm saying, in the friend zone. And she only cracking like 2 or 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be one of them niggas in the friend group, thinking, you know what I'm saying? Cause every dude want to hit, bro. I don't care what niggas talking about, bro. Like, yes, are there certain exceptions? Are there certain females where it's like, no, she like a sister to me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's certain exceptions out there. And them be the coolest females, bro. Like, it's actually not bad in some cases, having a female friend, it just depends on the type of female friend. Like, is it an actual female friend? Or are you just a orbiter of a female? Or you just, seen as a weak beta in her mind? You know what I'm saying? But, damn, bro, why you spinning your guys down here? But, it's really nothing wrong with having a female friend if she respects you. Because a female friend that respects you, she's gonna be looking out for you and trying to like put you on. Like certain females that if you could be a friend with her and she may put you on with her homegirls, or she may tap you in with certain things. They have their benefits, bro. It ain't always about cracking. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes she can just be a good, resourceful friend. You may meet your girlfriend or whatever through a female. But the bad cases of a female friend is when you spending money on her and you buying her shit and you ain't getting nothing in return. You're not getting what you want in return, because at the end of the day, you're doing all that to try to prove to her something, to try to prove to her that you care or whatever, to ultimately crack, bro. Like I said, the majority of dudes in the friend zone, they want to crack, bro, unless they, LGBTQ or something like. But I feel like, bro, you shouldn't be in no friend zone with a female that ain't bossing you up as well. Like, y'all should be bossing each other up. It should be a mutual friendship. If it's just a friendship where she only comes around to smoke, or she comes around to drink, she just uses you. Like I said, I've been friend zoned and in friendships like that with females where I wasn't seeing the buns or nothing like that. I wanted to. I was thinking everything I was doing was gonna lead me to the buns, but at the end of the day, she didn't see me in that light. She didn't respect me in that light. You know what I'm saying? She was just using me, because I was a nice person, and the dudes that was hitting wasn't as nice as me. That's what I will always notice. Then would be the dudes that she'll come to me crying about and complaining about all type of shit, how they doing her dirty. And then a couple days later, she'll be like, oh yeah, me and such just linked, blah, blah. You feel me? I'm like, damn, it's really true. Like, the bad boys really be winning, bro. Like, that's why it's like, I don't really, like I said, I can't just be a hole, bro. Like, it's just not in me to just be a bad person. So I'm gonna still be well mannered, be, what you may call as nice to people. And that's like a double-edged sword, bro, because then you got people that may try to try you, bro. And and then my anger gets unleashed, bro. It's something that I'm really working on, but I just can't tolerate disrespect, bro. Like I said, even like I was saying at work yesterday, like, I had to bug up on this one nigga, bro, because he one of them big niggas that think that he can just bully niggas and talk to niggas any type of way. And I had warned this nigga like a couple weeks ago, bro, because he was like trying to boss me around and shit, bro. And I'm like, bro, I basically said it in a nice way, like, bro, like, why you be trying to boss niggas around like you the manager, bro? Like, I'm the same position as you. You know what I'm saying? So I told him nicely, and then, he ain't really said too much to me after that. And then yesterday, bro, this nigga come up to me trying to tell me like, oh, I'm doing this wrong or I'm doing that wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing my shit wrong. It's a long story. I don't really gotta explain it, but the nigga came up to me. The nigga came up to me on some manager shit trying to boss me around, bro. And nigga, I just bugged up on that nigga, bro. Like, started cursing him out, all type of shit, bro. Like, it's low-key smoke with that nigga, bro. Cause like, I told your ass nicely the first time, nigga, stop trying to come up to me bossing me around, nigga. You're not the boss, And then the second time he did it, he called himself coming to check me. And I treated the fuck out of that nigga, bro. Like, nigga, told this nigga, are you the manager, nigga? No, then stop effing talking to me, bro. Like, excuse my French, bro, but I started straight bugging up on that nigga. The manager had to split us up and separate us, all type of shit, bro. Like I said, it's smoke with that nigga, bro, because, we may have to have like a man-to-man, face-to-face conversation, nigga, because I told you nicely the first time. Stop trying to boss me around, bro. You feel me? Now when I bug up on your ass, I'm the crazy one. I'm the angry one. Nah, bro. Like, stop trying to play with me, bro. I told your ass nicely. Stop trying to boss me around. You're not the boss. You feel me? If you got an issue with anything I'm doing, you may feel like I'm doing something wrong, go tell the manager, and the manager can come talk to me, nigga. But, nigga, I don't want to hear nothing from you, bro, because you not the manager, bro. Me and you are on the same level, nigga. So nigga, you ain't finna be talking to me like you above me, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up bugging up on that nigga, bro. You feel me? And it is what it is, bro. But I be having situations like that because, like I said, I'm a good person. So he probably one of them niggas probably thought you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't take it there with his ass, bro. But nigga, like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how big you are. None of that shit, bro. Like, it's always about respect with me at the end of the day, bro. Like, I'm gonna die about my respect, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm wired, bro. You know, it doesn't matter who the person is or whatever, bro. Like, you know, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a man at the end of the day, bro. You can't let nobody play with you, bro. And, you know, a lot of times people will flip it and be like, oh, you're crazy. You got problems. Maybe I am a little crazy, bro. Maybe I do got some anger problems, bro. Maybe I am a little messed up in the head. That's why I try to, you know, treat people well and stay to myself and stay calm and stay quiet. You know, they say the best way to protect, or I say the best way to protect things that you value is by keeping it private, you know, keeping your business to yourself. That's the best way, you know, to keep your business out of the streets, bro. But at the end of the day, bro, what I'm getting at, you know, I know I talked about you know, a lot of things in this video. What I'm getting at, bro, is people will take your kindness for weakness, bro. You know, and I went through a phase where I became just angry and just mad, and I would just treat everybody poorly because, you know what I'm saying, I felt that was the only way I would get respect. Like, when I would be treated, when I would act, you know, good and act kind, and then I'll finally like explode and act crazy, then it's like motherfuckers start respecting you now. So I had a phase where it was like, oh, I'm gonna just act like this all the time, so niggas will always have to respect me. You know, but I had to find a balance. It's like, nigga, you just can't be out here acting crazy 24/7, treating people like trash. You know what I'm saying? Just to get respect. You don't got to do all that. You know, you can still treat people how you would want to be treated, treat people kindly, but just set strong boundaries, bro. Nip shit in the bud. Do not let people play with you, bro. You know, and that's the main thing, bro. But I'm still working on it, bro. Like, my anger and all that, bro. Like I said, it was a whole scene at work yesterday. Like, everybody was talking about that shit, bro. Cause it's like, I don't know what that nigga expected, bro. Like, I told you the first time, nigga, stop trying to boss me around. Nigga keep coming up to me trying to boss me around, bro. When the whole time he wasn't doing his job right. But I don't even got to get into all that shit. He was doing some little petty shit, making my job harder. You know what I'm saying? Thinking I wouldn't notice or I wouldn't say shit. Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? But people are petty like that. He one of them people that are petty like that. The manager not really gonna do shit about it because, you know, folks, he a good worker, bro. I give him that. You know, he is one of the people that is consistent, and when he comes in that motherfucker, he works hard. But it's like, nigga, I work hard too, nigga. So nigga, you gotta show me some motherfucking respect. You know, don't be talking to me like you beneath me, nigga. I'm in the field right here with you, bro. You feel me? So nigga, we on the same level, nigga. Show me some motherfucking respect, bro. And if you don't show me respect, I ain't finna show you none. You know, that's just how I move, bro. You know what I'm saying? You disrespect me, I'ma really disrespect you. You're gonna really see why I'm so quiet. And so they say, leave them quiet people alone, bro. We quiet for a reason, bro. You know, I be nice, I be kind, bro. But when it's time to take it there, bro, like I said, I'm willing to die about mine, bro. That's just how I move, bro. That's just how I operate. That's just the spirit in me, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, bro. You can call it crazy. Some people say I got anger problems. Some people say I need therapy. I don't know, bro. I just feel like I don't let people play with me, bro. Like, I be good to people. I be nice to people. And I see how people react to people like that. They think you're weak. They think you're soft. You know what I'm saying? They see all the videos where I remember I was going through my phase where I was just trying to uplift and build people up. And people just thought shit was sweet with me, bro. And there was a phase where I was treating mad niggas, bro. Because it was like, bro, this ain't that, bro. Y'all not gonna be coming up, disrespecting me, talking to me like I'm a child, like I'm an infant, like I'm beneath you, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you talking to me like I'm beneath you, it's F you, bro. You know, and that's just how I operate, bro. Some people may be able to relate. You may be a good-hearted person, a good-spirited person. You know what I'm saying? Certain people may try to use you. You know, they like I said, it's just the world we live in. It's just the evil world we live in. People see a good person, and the first thing they think is, you know, how can they use this person? How can they benefit from being around this person? You know what I'm saying? Not how can I uplift this person? Not how can we build together? How can I build a relationship, a friendship, whatever it is? No, how can this person benefit me? How can I use their goodness to benefit me? Like I said, there's a lot of females, bro. That's why now, like I said, bro, I move by a different code, bro. Like, I ain't I ain't pursuing no females that ain't pursuing me. Like, I'm at a totally different point, bro. Even if they show certain signs, like certain females, they'll be nice and shit like that. But I see how females move. When a female really likes a dude, they gonna apply pressure. You know what I'm saying? And I've been that dude. Like I said, I've been friend zoned before, but I've also had females apply pressure. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just in the type of mindset, bro. I'm not gonna be no female's toy. You know what I'm saying? Just some person that she can call whenever her and her nigga going through it, or well, you know what I'm saying, whenever she needs some money, or whenever she want to go out and eat, or whenever she want to smoke, or whenever she want to drink. Like, I've dealt with plenty of those type of females, bro. It was cool. I thought I was doing something, like, damn, I'm chilling with a baddie. I'm smoking with a baddie. I'm drinking with a baddie, whatever. But it'll never lead to nothing, bro, because she ain't never see me in that light, bro. And I'll be ignoring the females that'll be applying pressure and chasing the females, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was doing things backwards, bro. Where now I move on a different code. It's like, bro, just make the game simple, bro. If they applying pressure and you like them, you know what I'm saying? It's simple, bro. If they not applying pressure, if they giving you mixed signals and playing all these mind games and shit, I don't got time for that. I don't want your number. I don't want your Instagram. I don't want none of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? If they got a boyfriend and they just see you as a friend, or I don't got time for that, you know? Go deal with your boyfriend. If your boyfriend allow you to have male friends and all that shit, bro, I don't want to be one of your male friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we not cracking, you know, and it ain't that it's all about cracking, bro, but that's how you know if you really got a female's respect, bro. If she opens up her body to you. You know, because that's a big thing for females. I know a lot of these females is opening up their bodies loosely, but still, bro, if she opens up her body to you, that means she has a certain level of admiration and respect for you. If you don't have enough admiration and respect for me to open up your body to me, or we not leading towards that, bro, like once I see things aren't escalating the way I feel or I know it should escalate, I'm done with you. I'm not going to waste time with you. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm not going to be a female's toy. I'm not just going to be some nigga at the bottom of the roster that she calls when she desperate, or when she calls when she needs something. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a nigga, fuck a roster. I want to be a nigga at the top. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, that's just how you should be as a man, bro. You don't want to be no female's toy. And then just people in general, bro. Don't let people play with you, bro. Like, sometimes you may have to turn up on people. Like, I had to turn up on bro. And it was necessary, bro. Like I said, probably see folks ass today, bro. Like, I got to work with this nigga, bro. So we going to have to come to some sort of mutual agreement, because we just can't be walking around here like high school hoes, mean bugging each other and all type of stupid shit, bro. It's like, just got to have a man-to-man with that nigga. Pull the nigga to the side. Like, bro, let me talk to you right quick, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, real shit, bro. Like, nigga, don't be trying to stop trying to boss me around, bro. That's the only issue I got with that nigga, bro. He low key a pretty chill, cool dude, bro. But he be on that trying to boss niggas, and he does it with everybody. I'm not saying it's just me. He does it with everybody, nigga. But I'm not everybody. You know, I'm not everybody. Just cause you do that with everybody doesn't mean it's okay with me, bro. And I've had this problem with other people too. They think just cause other people tolerate how they treat them, I'm supposed to tolerate that. Hell no, nigga. I'm not everybody, nigga. You gonna show me some motherfucking respect, or you ain't gonna get none in return. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I operate, bro, no matter who the fuck you are. But I'm out, man.